Okay guys, today we're doing something fun. We're taking off the center console so we can get to these two pieces here. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, but there's just no light here in the garage unfortunately, and I can't set it outside, but I can get a bit closer. You see those little bits of bubbling? When I got the car back, yeah, it was those, and I'm guessing it's heat related because the engine cover from the old engine, when it blew, I took that off and it has the same thing because it gets crazily hot under the engine bay. So I'm guessing it's the same thing here, and to get these two pieces out, every time I press the starter button I see these things, but to get these two out we've got to basically take off everything. So we'll go through it nice and quickly. I've been through this before, but it was bad lighting. I've got a better light source, so hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer this time for anyone that needs to do these two. It could have been anything else in the car that I painted silver, but yeah, it had to be these two. So it gets very hot. The firewall's very thin, so I'm guessing a lot of heat comes through there, but I'm guessing the sun did it. We had some crazy hot summers while the car was away. But yeah, I don't like doing this stuff generally in the first time, so doing it a second time drives me nuts. So let's just get it done and over with, because we have a big show next month, the wintertime show at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. So I just want to get it right, because every time I press that engine start stop button, it drives me nuts every time I see it. So if you have a look here, you can see this was all hand painted in the original video when I did this. That wasn't there, so you can see the paint bubbling. I'm guessing from the excessive heat from the engine when it did it, because it does get unnaturally hot, which is why I'm changing the bonnet just for extra venting. So that was a bit of a pity, but this is just a keepsake now, just because I put so much work in it. There's a video on that too if you want to know how to do that. Obviously with the second generation engine I've got the red manifold now, so I don't need this. So yeah, just a keepsake. So what we're going to need, Super Cheap Auto now doesn't sell sandpaper in single sheets. You've got to buy the whole pack, so you get different grades. But this one here, we've got the 800 grit. They let me do that for single packs for whatever reason. But yeah, they come in packs now. So 800 grit to get those bubbles down, and then we'll sand it down with maybe 1200 just to make it nice. It is a texture style I have inside, so I won't go too crazy with that. Put that down. Extra source light, that's for you guys so we can see what we're doing. We're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, because all the screws are Phillips head. Isopropyl alcohol for prep, and a sanding block just to keep a flat surface, just to make sure it doesn't go uneven when we get rid of those bubbles, because they're on both sides of the partition. Then we're going to need plastic primer. I'm doing all this in acrylic again, because again, over the decades that I've used, I've never had a problem, so it was some kind of heat related thing maybe, so we'll see how we go. Then we have the base coat color, which is a silver. I'll put that down in the description, but that's the number in Australia. It's a silver from a 2013 86 or a BRZ from the same year model, just so I know what to do in the interior if anything happens again, like what just happened. I mean, this happened back in January, so I've just been lazy. But now it's winter, it's getting a bit chilly, so I need to get my butt on. I got an extra one just in case. Here we have our clear as well to go over it. I'll show you what I'm going to do for all that later. I'm going to use a hairdryer as well to expedite the process. And from memory, I didn't need these. These are just plastic trim levers, but everything just kind of pulled off. So hopefully I won't need those, but if you do, that's those. And a can of V to keep me going. I don't encourage energy drink use, but yeah, I'm going to use it because I've got one. So that's everything, I'm pretty sure. It's some masking tape to keep control of the screws, and I think that's about it. I'm going to remove this. So these came with a two-piece part, which made it a little bit easier. This is from a Subaru BRZ, so it all matches with the stitching. And I got this from Japan Parts way back in the day, so I don't know if it's even available anymore, but you can check. But yeah, import it yourself, do whatever. But yeah, first of all, hopefully we can just pull this out without damaging anything. So let's just see how we go. Looks like we will need those plastic clips for this one. It's the first time I've taken it out. So we can see. And that's nice. And you'll see, let me check. You'll see the two screws here that we need to get off. Okay, so that's done. So I'll put that up there. It's literally having nightmares about that snapping in half. It's crazy. We're going to have to clean that a bit later. So that's the first part done. Just unscrew the gear knob, nice and easy. And this gear knob is from Reassembly, from America. The reason why I got this one is because it's engraved. It's illegal to not have the gears not on the, well, around the car somewhere, stuck on a badge or on the gear knob. It's a really nice one. It's I can't remember what it's made out of. Titanium maybe? It's really heavy. That's also in its own separate video if you want to go look for that. Okay, so that's done. It's the surround, and this one's nice and easy. You just put your hands under gently under here and just lift. Just find an edge. And it'll just lift up like so. Gently pop that up. Excuse how dirty everything is. You just keep pulling. There we go. And we have a clip here. There we go. And this we don't need to do anything more with. Just bend it back out like so. Very easy, because I've done this a couple of times now, so it's a bit loose. So we just pull up and out and over. I need 2 hands for this. Done. And that piece was OEM, so yeah, just pop down to your local Toyota dealer and you can get a new one of those, because mine was getting worn on the gear knob. Sorry, on here it was just rubbing on the metal and starting to wear out, which wasn't good. So that's done. It's an aftermarket piece because these cars don't come with a console cover. Again, this was from Japan Parts. I can't remember what it's called, but I do have another video all about this one too if you want to go have a look. It's quite a while. It just sits in there with a sponge one. There are other ones you can get that you have to drill holes into the console, which I do not like. We've got the rubber mat. We'll take this off. Somehow, hang on. Just a tick. Okay, rubber mat. I sprayed these black just to keep them rust proofed. Strongly recommend you don't put your drinks in here, because as I found, someone had spilt something under here and it was all sticky and gooey and rusted all underneath, so I had to re-rust proof all those. Again, it's in another video. But yeah, don't put your drinks down in here. Next one. You'll have to excuse the weird camera angles. Trying to do it with one hand and with light. That's ridiculous. Okay, so those two are done. You don't have to do this, but yeah, my memory's all over the place, so it's better the two than not. I just like to do it like that. See, I've already lost the other one. Oh, there it is. Stick it like that. That. I already know, but just to make sure. Oops. This is a Japanese texture. It actually says marker. We say texture in Australia. Inside. Take those out. One. These are going to come out when the carpet's done anyway, but they'll be doing that, and then once, well no, and then when the seats are done, I don't know what they're going to do, but carpet will be next for that. I've got several things running at once, which is why I haven't done many updates, because the next ones are going to be pretty expensive. So see there, that's all done, and again, tape again, shifting from behind, and they should pop out. Oh, there we go, we got them both. They're also colour matched, so you can't really mess them up. There's a blue and a white. Blue is left, white is right. So we just unclick those by, what's this little tab here. Oops. Just push that in and that should pop out like such. I don't need tape on these because they're directional. Obviously they've got the arrows showing which way they're going to go. There, pop that one out as well. Very good. Okay, I'm just going to take this little carbon cover off too. This was a carbon cover, but I painted it silver just to match as it goes through the car. So it does have sticky stuff as well, but I didn't put it in there because in case I wanted to get it out, like situations like this, in case you need to do that. So that's out. That I got off eBay, you can easily find those. Okay. Now the last two screws, which is ridiculous, are in here. So we need to lift this off. I'm just trying to remember what I did. Lift this back and there'll be two screws in there, which means we've got to push all these out next. Just one sec. I feel like I've forgotten something. Yeah, but before we do, we'll do these top ones, 1 and 2. You'll remember in a previous video too, I couldn't find a screw, but I finally got one to put in there, so I didn't want one missing. Otherwise you're going to get all sorts of kind of little rattles and squeaks. Although this car, touch wood or plastic, has never had that, which is very cool. Even with the stiffer suspension and the thinner wheels and tyres. That's those two out. Again, masking tape just to keep track of them. The car, this little piece, and we just need to pull it off from memory. So let's just see how we go. think I did. There we go. There we go. And there's only one of those weird white clips. So we have this exposed, and the reason why, we've got to stick our hand up here somehow and pop out the starter button and whatnot. Alright, so we'll just do the same again on the other side. Same thing again with this one. This one's much easier being in the passenger well. There we go. And so again, just to be clear, hang on. So yeah, we've got 3 tabs here, plus that weird white one that sometimes pops out. So we've got those now. So I've got to stick my fingers in here and try and push out that center piece. So let's just see how we do. I'll just rearrange the camera. Yeah, I'll just keep it here actually. So I've got to pop in here. What we're going to do is we're going to push out the USB, and then we should be able to kind of grab this and pull everything out. So we'll see how we go. Well, that was easy. See how quick it popped out? Get some light in here. And there'll be a plug under here too, pretty simple one. Just push down tab and out it pops. Pretty simple. It doesn't need labelling, obviously we know where that one goes. Now from here we're going to use my finger, kind of hook it and just pull out through this hole, and the whole assembly should pop out. It's just the bottom half, so let's just see how we do. We might need to go around on this side and pop this side out too. Let's just see what we do. Yeah, we're going to have to pop out that way. Okay, I didn't need to do it, but there we go. Okay, so to get this one out, there's a little push tab that you push down here and then pull out, I think, so we'll do that. There we go, that one's out, and then we have another one here, same thing. There's a little push tab in the middle here we're going to push, and that just pops out and we're done. And there you have it, all out. And then we have the 2 offending screws, so let's get those out. Okay, you be very careful with these ones, they don't fall anywhere you don't want them. Actually pretty loose for some reason. This one. Next one. To be fair, these cars are pretty intuitive how they take them out. If you've already done it once, for me it's just the anxiety of breaking stuff. It's why I don't want to take them out again. Okay, so all that's left with these, they basically pull out towards us. So if you reach behind and just pull like that, they slide out. Maybe you can see the bubbly bits here. It drives me nuts. Then we've got to go inside and unscrew that, and we can start preparing it. Let's pop around the other side. Same thing, just behind it, and have firm grip at the front. Just give it a gentle pull. Ouch! It will hurt your fingers. And we've got these inside. So the next piece of the puzzle is 1 screw. And we should be good to go. So let's just do that. once this is done too, I'm looking forward to going to some more cars and coffees. The next one's on my list, one down Anzac Highway, and there's one at Blackwood. I was going to go last Sunday, but I couldn't get up in time. But they're every Sunday, so there's no rush. But they're the next ones I'm aiming for. Make sure this comes off. Oh, this clip's in there. Just one sec. Okay, yeah, you just pull it this way. That's one. Same with this one. All of this just for these two plastic pieces, the only ones that bubbled. That's so frustrating. And then we just pull up and off. And there we go. So we'll just pop these to the side. So we need to wait for it overnight to cure properly. I will cheat a bit and use the hairdryer to speed up the process, but I don't know if that's showing. See those little bubbles? Every time I press the start button, I see that. It was driving me nuts. So yeah, so we're going to sand that down, and then I'm going to give it a textured finish like I did with everything else, just to make everything match. Scratching here as well, but you don't see that. That's just from putting it back in. So we'll just sand all that down too and make it smooth. This one's slightly more egregious. You can see how bad it is. Look at that. And that's just from heat from somewhere. I have no idea how that happened. Okay, so the battery went flat. Basically what I did, 800 grit. This is just washed, just to clean out some of the nastiness. You can see here, I've just done the leading edge where the bubbles were. Not too fussed about it. I don't think I'm going to go any lower grit because the plastic primer that I have is also a filler. So it's basically going to cover everything up. As well, this one obviously was the one with the larger bubbles on it. So we're just going to use some isopropyl alcohol, give them a wipe down. Okay, so we've got it in our little paint booth. I have blown it out with a hairdryer so there's no dust in there. And we're just going to concentrate obviously on this leading edge, which is the bit that you actually see. This bit doesn't, well, it just kind of feather across. Let me preface this by saying I have no idea what I'm doing. This is just what I've done. So yeah, any paint experts out there, don't look away. Alright, so I'm just going to heat them up a little bit with a hairdryer, just get a little bit warmer. It's currently around 17 degrees ish, so it's a bit chilly. And then we'll start with the primer lightly, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. Okay, so we've done the undercoat, the filler primer. And next we'll do the base coat there. Give it a quick blast with the hairdryer as well, just to keep it warm, since it is a little bit chilly. That's turned out good so far. Remember, we're just focusing on this edge here, not up here at all. Okay, peoples, in regards to transparency, I did the primer yesterday, but I completely messed up the base coat, mainly because of several things. I had to sand this down with the 800 grit. You can see the high and low spots there. So again, I'm not a painter, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just keep running around till I get what I want. So yeah, we've resanded that down. I'm going to go with a slight bit of primer and then back to base coat again. So I did it too close, too many coats at once, and the little nozzle on the paint can was on horizontal instead of vertical, so it was just laying it on. So I addressed those issues. I've resanded, I wasted some paint, but I learned something until I forget next time and do it all over again. Okay, so we've done the base coat, which is also acrylic obviously, and that was the number 106338. I'll have it all in the description, and it's also in all the other videos as well. I gave it an extra couple of coats just to give it a mild texture. It's a very fine balance between getting a slight texture in there to match everything else and getting it runny and the cracking and marbling. But as the days warmed up, it seemed to be applying better, which is good. So I did at least 5 or 6 very light coats, 10 minutes each, to let it dry out a bit. And now we'll let this sit for an hour, and we'll do the top clear coat, and then we'll be done, and we'll let it cure overnight. And then we'll put it back in the car. Into the last section now, we're putting in the acrylic clear. So yeah, 3 to 5 coats, 10 minutes between each, and then we're done. And there we go. I put an extra coat of gloss on there, probably didn't need it, but we've got a nice sheen there now. No bubbles where it's going to show when the console's put back on. So all good. So we'll let that cure overnight, and we'll put it in tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day, and it's a really nice day, so it's a good time to put this all back together. And this is what we have left after all that. It turned out really good. Amazing, if you follow the instructions on the can, it actually turns out pretty well. Who knew? So there we go. And we've just got to put these back in here. I won't bore with reassembling it. It's obviously just the opposite, but I'll take a picture once it's all done. And it only takes about maybe 40 minutes to do it, but I forgot that I was messing around with the camera, so that took a little bit longer. But yeah, once you've done it once, it's actually quite quick. It's just worry about breaking things. Hey guys, and there we have it, all put back together. And no more little bubbles running down these sides here. All clear again. It was a little bit of work, and I messed up a bit, but still worth it. Because it was driving me bonkers, especially with the sun coming in. I always saw it every time I got in the car, so that's such a relief. So next time we're out for Docky will be, I'll try maybe to get another Cars and Coffee in for the end of the month. And then next month is the big winter snow and shine at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre car park. So I've got my expression of interest in. We'll find out soon if we're allowed to go, and that'll be the next big show. Looking forward to that. So, yeah, any questions, pop them below, and we're all done. Cheers.